You fear the devil. You fear the pitchforks, the brimstone, the roaring beast that Scripture has etched into your very soul. You picture a horned adversary, a tempter of grand, dramatic evils. But what if that fear, that conventional image, is merely a carefully constructed decoy? What if it's a cover-up, designed to distract you from a far more ancient, more insidious, and truly terrifying power? Listen closely. The most dangerous demon isn't the one you've been taught to dread, but one who has slipped through the cracks of your understanding. It is twisting reality, perverting truth, and influencing your life in ways you cannot even begin to grasp. This isn't about mere folklore. This is about uncovering a hidden current running beneath your everyday existence, a current pulling you towards something truly abyssal. The whispering shadow of the divine. We're going to talk about Astaroth, not the simplistic caricature, not the theatrical villain of Sunday school lessons. We're talking about an entity whose lineage stretches back beyond recorded history, an entity whose very name echoes with the deliberate corruption of something profoundly sacred. This is a story of inversion, a story of perversion. It's a story of a power so compelling, so intrinsically beautiful, that its fall from grace created a shadow unlike any other. Imagine a time before human memory, before the earth was fully formed. In the highest celestial realms, where light was pure thought, there existed an angel, an entity of breathtaking beauty, of wisdom beyond your comprehension. This was a prince, a crown prince even, of the Order of Thrones. His presence brought peace. Harmony filled the celestial courts. He was known for profound insight. His very being inspired devotion among the heavenly hosts. But within this perfect existence, a subtle discord began to hum, a whisper of curiosity, a yearning for the unknown. This celestial prince, driven by an unquenchable thirst, gazed upon the nascent earth. He saw a place vibrant with raw energy, a place forbidden to his kind. He watched humanity. He saw the fierce joy, the profound sorrow, the untamed passion. A curiosity enveloped him. It felt like a dense, heavy fog. He longed to know the depths of this earthly world. It was a place strictly forbidden to all celestial beings. Driven by an irresistible desire, this angel defied the divine laws. He stepped outside the boundary. He descended to earth. The impact of the mortal world shocked him. It was a jarring collision of realms. He observed the rawness of life, the brutal violence, the pervasive darkness, a darkness that tinged the human heart. He found himself fascinated, yet he was horrified simultaneously. He immersed himself in earthly experiences. He began to forget his heavenly origin. This descent was not a sudden plunge into evil. It was a slow, deliberate immersion. As this celestial being delved into Earth's pleasures, its vices, his angelic aura began to wither. It was a subtle decay. The brilliant light emanating from his being turned grayish. It became dull. His heart, once filled with divine love, swelled with pride. It grew heavy with ambition. He turned away from the path of righteousness. He became entangled, caught in the nets of power, ensnared by corruption. His divine wisdom, once a beacon, twisted. It transformed into worldly cunning. His inherent goodness, once pure, became manipulation. This was the birth of a profound deception. The architect of your inner chaos. Blinded by this gathering darkness, this entity became utterly corrupt. He abandoned his angelic name. He shed his sacred identity. He adopted a new title, Astaroth, Prince of Hell. He became a powerful demon, a sower of chaos, a harbinger of destruction in the earthly world. His influence spread. It moved like a plague, corrupting souls, fueling the flames of hatred, igniting wars. He set himself up as a rival to the Creator, challenging divine supremacy, forging a kingdom of darkness. Yet, in the deepest recesses of his being, Astaroth retained a vestige, a tiny spark of his former light, a whisper of his celestial past. It tormented him. It reminded him of the purity he had lost, the goodness he had abandoned. This inner torment, this gnawing regret, made him even crueler, more merciless. He wages an endless battle against the forces of good. From his infernal realm, his demonic hosts are pitted against the heavenly angels. It is a constant struggle for the very souls of mortals. Astaroth seeks to corrupt, to drag as many people as possible into the infernal abyss. While the angelic forces fight, they fight for redemption. They fight for salvation. This is the demon known to Christian demonologists. They molded her. They twisted her. They transformed her into a male and evil entity. He became the Grand Duke of Hell, part of an unholy trinity. With Lucifer, with Beelzebub, he was known as the Prince of Accusers, the Prince of Inquisitors. His primary goal, to tempt men. Not with grand acts of evil, but with insidious, soul-eroding vices, laziness, vanity, and most dangerously, forbidden knowledge. He was depicted as a winged man, holding a serpent, riding a dragon, bearing a magic ring. This image, too, is a distortion. It is a calculated inversion of something ancient. Astaroth, in this form, was the direct result, the outcome of demonizing a much older, revered figure, a deity considered a false goddess, a rival of Yahweh by early Christians. He became the enemy of faith, the adversary of virtue, the antithesis of truth. His mission, to deceive, corrupt, and destroy humans. As the Grand Duke of Hell, he commanded 40 legions of demons. They served him. They obeyed him. As part of the evil trinity, he shared power. He shared authority with Lucifer, the bringer of false light, and Beelzebub, the lord of flies. Astaroth is a cunning demon, profoundly persuasive. He preys on your weaknesses. He exploits your deepest desires, that insidious whisper telling you to put off what you know is vital. That isn't just procrastination. It's a slow erosion of your will. It is a subtle infiltration of your spirit. As a tempter of laziness, he makes you abandon your duties, your responsibilities. He induces idleness, indolence, apathy. He whispers that you deserve ease, that effort is unnecessary. Consider the temptation of vanity. He inflates your ego. He feeds your pride. He makes you believe you are superior to others, that you deserve everything you want. He tells you your beauty, your intellect, your possessions make you special, make you exempt. This isn't just arrogance. It's a spiritual poison. It isolates you. It keeps you from genuine connection. It makes you blind to your true nature. Then there is forbidden knowledge. Astaroth offers to reveal the secrets of the universe, the mysteries of magic, the occult arts, but always at a price, in exchange for your soul, for your unwavering loyalty. This isn't about true wisdom. It's about power without responsibility, truth without inner transformation. It's a shortcut that leads to a dead end, a spiritual enslavement. If these truths resonate, if you feel a stirring in your spirit, then you understand the value of seeking deeper knowledge. Consider joining this journey. It's about more than just stories. It's about reclaiming your awareness. Subscribe. It's a small act, but it signals your commitment. The Grand Duke of Hell is a dangerous demon, a fearsome entity. He can cause great evil, profound suffering to humans. His presence is noxious, so noxious it was said that his breath was pestilent. It was poisonous. It could kill anyone who breathed it. Therefore, summoners were advised. They were told to wear a magic ring to protect themselves from him. His appearance was horrible, truly grotesque. He was described as a winged man, a snake in his left hand, symbolizing treachery and sin, a hellish dragon, representing fire, destruction, and that magic ring, showing his power, his dominion. But what if this depiction, this image, is itself a lie, a distortion, designed to hide a deeper, more profound truth? The truth is, Astaroth was not always a male demon. This is where the story truly begins to unravel. This is where the profound deception comes into full view. The original name was Asherah, a Semitic goddess of fertility, of love, of war. She was the wife of Ela, the supreme god, the mother of many lesser gods. She was depicted with a sacred tree or a wooden stake. She was worshipped throughout the Near East. Her cult dates back to at least the 2nd millennium before Christ. Asherah was considered the mother of all gods, the progenitor of the gods. According to some legends, she had 70 children with El, the father god. He was the creator and ruler of the cosmos. Other legends, however, linked her with the god of storm, of rain, of fertility. He was the son of El, the rival of Yam, the god of the sea. They were allies. Together they defended the earth from the threats of other gods. Asherah was the goddess of life, of nature, of sexuality. As the goddess of fertility, she protected pregnant women, newborns, domestic animals. As goddess of sexuality, she promoted love, pleasure, union among human beings. As goddess of nature, she was the source of vegetation, of crops, of fruits. Her main symbol was the tree. It represented her connection to the earth, her capacity to give life, her resistance to adversity. Asherah was also a goddess of war. She accompanied her sons, her faithful in battle. She was a brave and fierce warrior. She used weapons, the bow, the spear, the axe. She was a protector of cities, of kingdoms, of villages, granting them victory and peace. She was an avenger of injustice, punishing enemies, punishing traitors. Her secondary symbol was the lion. It represented her strength, her courage, her authority. The many faces of the cosmic mother. Asherah was a popular goddess, a venerated goddess. In the ancient Near East, her cult spread throughout various regions, various cultures: Mesopotamia, Egypt, Canaan, Phoenicia, Israel, Judah, Arabia, Anatolia. Her name and attributes varied according to place and time, but she always maintained her essence as a mother goddess, a lover, a warrior, a mistress of nature. She was also Astarte, the queen of the heavens. Astarte was the name Asherah received among the Canaanites and Phoenicians. They considered her the main goddess of their pantheon. She was the goddess of love, of sex, of war, of hunting. She was associated with the planet Venus. She was represented with horns, wings, weapons, sacred animals, lions, horses, doves. Her cult spread throughout the eastern Mediterranean, reaching Egypt, Greece, Rome. Astarte was the heir to Asherah's traditions, but she also incorporated elements from other Mesopotamian goddesses. Inanna, Ishtar. She was the queen of the heavens, the mistress of the stars. She was considered the source of beauty, of desire, of passion. As the goddess of love, she inspired affection, fidelity, happiness among human beings. As the goddess of sex, she promoted fertility, procreation, pleasure among mortals and immortals. As goddess of war, she led her sons, her faithful in battle. She bestowed courage, glory, triumph upon them. As goddess of the hunt, she protected wild animals. She taught men the art of hunting, the art of survival. Astarte was a popular goddess, a respected goddess in the ancient world. Her cult was practiced in temples, in sanctuaries, in forests, on hills where sacrifices were made, offerings, prayers, hymns. Her cult also involved sexual rites. These could include sacred prostitution, orgies, or sacred marriage. Their worship was related to the lunar cycle, the seasons, agricultural festivals. Her cult spread to various regions, various cultures, such as Egypt, where she was identified with Hathor, the goddess of joy; Greece, where she was equated with Aphrodite, the goddess of love; and Rome, where she was assimilated with Venus, the goddess of beauty. Finally, she was also Ishtar, the goddess of the Babylonians. Ishtar was the name given to Astarte. Among the Babylonians, they venerated her as the most powerful goddess of their culture. She was the goddess of love, of war, of justice, of wisdom. She was associated with the planet Venus and the star Sirius. She was represented by an 8-pointed star, a lion, an ox, and a bow. Her cult influenced other Mesopotamian religions, Assyrian, Persian. Ishtar was the heir to Astarte's traditions, but she also incorporated elements from other Sumerian goddesses. Inanna, Ereshkigal. She was the mistress of Babylon, queen of the stars. She was considered the source of light, of order, of civilization. As the goddess of love, she inspired affection, devotion, loyalty among humans. As goddess of war, she led her sons, her faithful in battle. She bestowed honor, wealth, power. As goddess of justice, she established the laws, the rights, the duties of mortals and immortals. As a goddess of wisdom, she possessed knowledge of secrets, mysteries, the arts of life. Ishtar was a very popular goddess, a feared goddess in the ancient world. Her worship was practiced in temples, palaces, gardens, ziggurats, where sacrifices were offered, prayers, hymns. Her cult also involved initiation rites. These could include symbolic death and rebirth, ecstasy, or vision. Her cult was related to the astral cycle, the equinoxes, the solstices. Her worship also spread through various regions, various cultures, such as Assyria, where she was identified with Ishtar; Persia, where she was equated with Anahita, the goddess of waters; and Greece and Rome, where she was assimilated with Aphrodite and Venus, the goddesses of love. This syncretism emphasized her aspect as goddess of love and fertility. Although her warrior and darker nature, it was often attenuated in these later accounts. This journey through history, through the shifting masks of the divine and demonic, is just one thread in a larger tapestry. If these deeper currents of existence call to you, if you hunger for the true origins of our beliefs, then there's an entire archive waiting. Explore the Esoteric Revelations playlist, linked in the pinned comment. It's a compendium of forgotten lore, meticulously unearthed. It's where we expose the roots of what you think you know. The Grand Deception, Medieval Inversion. During the Middle Ages, the figure of Astaroth was elaborated in detail in demonological texts. The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum, the Lesser Key of Solomon. He was depicted riding a dragon, holding a viper, symbolizing his power over the earthly world, his mastery of occult knowledge. Wizards and witches sought his favor. They wanted to acquire secret wisdom, but always at great cost, a cost to their souls. What is that true cost? It's the erosion of your true self, the slow surrender of your inner light. The power attributed to Astaroth is potent. He can bestow mortals with riches, with honors, with invisibility, with wisdom, especially in the arts and sciences. But remember his primary method, temptation. He tempts with laziness, with vanity, and with materialistic dogmas. He offers quick paths, easy gains, all designed to divert you, to subtly diminish your spirit, to bind you to the transient, to the superficial. His adversary is said to be Saint Bartholomew, a figure known for confronting him, for resisting his temptations. This speaks to the strength required, the spiritual fortitude needed to stand against these subtle corruptions. Astaroth is most active, according to lore, in August, a time of harvest, a time of abundance. Is this a coincidence? Or does it speak to the allure of material gain, the seduction of plenty? He commands 40 legions of lower demons. 40 legions. 40 legions. Think about that. Not just one manifestation, but countless minions, countless aspects, each one tailored to exploit a specific human weakness. He is one of the most named demons in grimoires, in demonology texts, and his presence echoes in literature and art. His influence is everywhere. The real terror of Astaroth isn't in some far-off infernal realm. It's in the insidious whispers, the subtle suggestions, the barely perceptible currents that pull at your will, that feed your ego, that offer you shallow knowledge for profound cost. It's the constant battle within your own mind, the fight against apathy, the struggle with pride, the dangerous allure of secrets that promise power, but only deliver a deeper form of bondage. Astaroth, in essence, is the perversion of the sacred feminine, the inversion of creation itself, a life-giving force transformed into a destructive entity, a goddess of love and wisdom twisted into a demon of vanity and forbidden knowledge. This isn't just a story of a demon. It's a profound revelation about how human understanding, driven by fear and dogma, can demonize the divine. It's how true power is hidden in plain sight, disguised by grotesque caricatures. The devil you fear, with his obvious evil, is a distraction, a smokescreen. The true danger lies in the ancient inverted power of Astaroth, a power that has subtly woven itself into your very desires, into your weaknesses, into your quiet choices. A power that makes you believe its temptations are your own thoughts, its corruption, your own will, its emptiness, your own peace. What ancient truth do you suspect has been twisted into a modern fear? What hidden history do you believe impacts your life today? Share your thoughts below. Let's uncover these shadows together.